Hey, y'all.
Hey, hey!
Okay, you're going to get a lot of us laughing because we have no idea what we're doing.
We are learning as we go.
So we are Nina and Shannon, and we are launching a company called Roam to Renew.
That's ROAM, the number 2, Renew, RENEW.
I think they can also look at the YouTube channel name.
Right. Do that.
We're also on Instagram currently, and we have been posting there for a couple of weeks. Roam to Renew is a travel agency, and we're seeking to serve anyone really, but our niche market, I think, is going to be middle-aged people who are looking to kind of rewrite their script.
I love that. I always say, after you've completed Act 1 and Act 2, there's still an Act 3.
And
an Act 4.
Hopefully.
Absolutely.
And who knows what comes after that? There could be encores. We don't know.
Encores upon encores.
We do not know. So just real quick, Nina and I have known each other for literally decades.
Literally decades. I know we look young and fresh and youthful, but in fact, we've known each other forever.
Forever and ever. I just had a birthday last week. I am 52, so I am annoying the crap out of everybody by letting everyone know that I'm finally playing with a full deck. That's my birthday joke this year. And Nina's a bit younger than me.
I am 47.
Yep. And we crossed paths in high school, but then met in law school. We were both lawyers. Neither of us are practicing anymore.
No. Although we re-met on the very first day of torts class. So for all of you lawyers out there, first day of torts class, we sat next to each other.
Which we didn't know who we were when we sat next to each other.
We didn't. But the rest is fully history.
Fully history. So Nina and I, on the spur of a moment, planned a girls' trip over the summer. We planned it over the summer. We just went on it this past month in September.
And there are reasons, which we will tell you in future episodes.
Yes. We were celebrating and other things. But we planned this little 5-night trip. Is it just 5 nights? I guess 6 if you count the overnight flight. Yeah. We flew to London, and we spent the day in London, then we took a train to Portsmouth, and then we got on Resilient Lady, which is a Virgin Voyages ship, and it was a 4-night cruise to Amsterdam and back. And then we got off the boat, immediately took a car to Heathrow, and came home. It was
a crazy whirlwind of just fun and excitement and sparkles and glitter. It was amazing.
It was truly epic. And there's a lot of that content is up on our Instagram. It's Roam to Renew. And we think it's quite hilarious.
We think we're quite hilarious. Maybe you'll agree.
We crack each other up, and hopefully you'll laugh with us.
Yeah.
But as we were planning that trip and as we were figuring out what we wanted to do, Nina had this crazy idea because we just both became obsessed with Virgin Voyages. And this was our first, for both of us, it was our first Virgin Voyage.
Although not our first cruise.
No, not our first
experiences.
But yeah. And I think, honestly, that makes it better. I think if you cruise Virgin Voyages without ever cruising anything else, you would have no idea what's so unique about it.
And it's so vastly different from either of our prior cruise experiences.
But as we were learning about it before the trip, we just became obsessed with that brand. And one day Nina was like, why don't we just become First Mates? And First Mates are travel agents who are kind of trained and licensed to work and sell Virgin Voyages products. And I was like, I wonder what's involved in that.
Right. And just know that I said that very off the cuff. It was very much a side throwaway comment. But Shannon's ears perked up.
Yeah. And then I spent days going into rabbit holes. And we learned all about the modern travel industry and the role of travel advisors. And we decided this was the perfect thing for us to add into our already busy lives.
Right, because we have a lot going on. We have lots and lots happening in our own respective lives.
But this idea just lit us both up. In a way that was really exciting, and I'm jostling the table.
I know, I'm realizing that too. I'm realizing there's a lot of movement. And no, we're not on a ship right now. We wish we were.
No, we're off the ship.
Yeah.
It just lit both of us up. And so we're carving out this time. Nina still has teenagers at home.
I do. Bless you. Sneezers. Wow. Scared the dog.
I have 2 kids fully launched. One partially launched.
Mostly launched. Launched-ish.
He's home for the time being. getting ready to go back to school. We work together in me and my family's business. And Nina helps us out part-time here. And so we already have some time each week that we're spending together. And we just really, really love travel. Both of us love travel. We're both the travel planners for our respective families.
We are.
And we just love doing this. And we want to do it for ourselves more. And we want to do it for other people.
And we can't wait to also, in future episodes, share some of our travel adventures. Because we've had so many and they're so varied.
Right. And I think both of our motivations, I think both of us have been through some things, which we'll go over in the future, that have led us to this point where we're like, this is an exciting chapter in our lives.
Absolutely. It's Act 3, baby.
Mm-hmm. And we're ready to open doors and spark ideas and inspire passion in other people and help them get to things that may feel overwhelming, that they don't feel like they have time to plan and so forth. So we had an epic time on our Virgin Voyages cruise, and if you've been paying attention to our content, I'm one of the, first let me back up real quick and just say, I have made some things for YouTube before, just as one-off kind of things.
I have not. Full newbie over here.
And I'm talking like less than 10 videos, and this is over like 10 years. So I'm going to be learning CapCut. I think that's what I'm going to start with. We don't know what we're doing. We've been listening to podcasts and watching YouTube videos.
Some of us more than others.
And the main thing that I keep hearing is to just hit record. So we literally just sat here, scribbled some things on a piece of paper. We've been talking about this for weeks, but we just hit record. So one thing that you will get from us is a lot of transparency about our ideas and what works and what doesn't and where we're going to go with this.
100%.
Now, I will say the travel agency idea was pretty recent, but it's been almost 2 years ago that Nina had a dream that we were doing a podcast together.
I did, and it was it's a ridiculous story that I can't believe we've sort of brought full circle. But 2 years ago, I woke up from a dream where Shannon and I were meant to be podcasters. And I woke up, and the very first thing I did was roll over to my nightstand, grab my phone, and I texted Shannon, and I said, I just had a dream that we're supposed to do a podcast together. And then for 2 years we didn't, but here we are. Here we are.
So, I'm gonna drop a little bit of bonus content in this once I get the editing sorted. And actually, what I'm gonna do right now is pull it up on my phone.
Oh, this is exciting.
So the Sunday it was a 4-night cruise, and I don't know. Do you want to talk any about the cruise first?
I really do in great detail, but I really wanted to start with
something. Oh, go ahead.
No, start with the fact that this was such a unique experience, very different. And my cruising background has been mostly family cruises. I went on an Alaskan 2-week adventure on Princess many, many years ago with my husband. And then most recently, I went on a Disney cruise with my kids and my mother-in-law, and they were both fantastic experiences. But Virgin Voyages is an adults-only cruise. It's a progressive cruise line, very inclusive, very welcoming, very much come as you are and be who you are in your most authentic voice and in a really safe space. And so I live a pretty structured life in my day-to-day, but going on this cruise was just an invitation to let my hair down, drop my shoulders, and let loose. And so you'll see that we did quite a bit of that. What do you think, Shannon?
Lots of shenanigans.
And I have called Shannon, by the way, for at least 30 years shenanigans, and you'll see why.
Yeah. So we're gonna do. We'll do another episode where we go into the cruise in detail. But this is just a little fun bit. The last day of the cruise, the last full day of the cruise. Okay, that's what you're doing.
You're wobbling the table.
Reaching for a note. So I was like, there's nothing written on here that's
trying to discreetly knock your elbow off the table.
Okay. So we're learning, and this is not. We're gonna zhuzh this space up.
We will.
And I don't know what the audio sounds like in here, so it'll be.
We'll find out.
We might need to do some dampening, but anyway, the last full day of the cruise was a sea day. We had left Amsterdam the evening before. And we got up that Sunday morning. And that was the only morning of the cruise we let ourselves sleep in a little bit. And we went to brunch.
And by sleep in, we're talking like 8:30. I mean, we're not...
Because brunch was at 10:30. I don't think we did anything before brunch.
Brunch was at 10.
Oh, maybe it was at 10. Okay.
And I think we got up and at least showered and got ourselves kind of together, didn't we?
No.
Oh, well, maybe not.
I had showered the night before because I had been in the pool.
Oh.
Or maybe I didn't.
I don't think you did. I don't think you did. I don't think you could walk the night before, so...
I wasn't that bad the night before. Okay. I did not have to be carried at any point.
Correct. Which is fortuitous, because I can't really carry anybody, not even myself. So,
yeah. So we went to brunch, and we were not planning to do bottomless brunch, but then it just... Here's the thing. A Bloody Mary is $15. And then if you want a mimosa, I think it was like 11,
yeah,
9, something like that. Or if you wanted a second Bloody Mary, then you're at $30. Where bottomless brunch is $25.
$25
for all the Bloody Marys.
So if you wanted 2 drinks,
it just made sense. It was financially stupid to not go ahead and do bottomless brunch.
And I'd like to point out that I did not start out doing bottomless anything. I got a cup of tea. I was enjoying our sea view. We were sitting at a lovely table overlooking the water, and Shannon decided that she would enjoy a mimosa.
Again, it's good financial sense. That's what I'm known for. Anyway, I had a Bloody Mary, and then I switched to mimosas, and then Nina decided...
Well, I wanted a Bloody Mary at this point, because if you had seen these Bloody Marys, I have a real thing about a beautifully garnished drink. I just do.
And we don't have a great picture of it because I started sucking it down immediately and didn't think to take a picture until it was halfway empty, so it's not a pretty picture. But anyway.
But let me set the scene of this mimosa. This mimosa was...
Bloody Mary?
And a Bloody Mary. Why not? I'm sorry, let me set the scene with the Bloody Mary, and then we can jump to the mimosa. Gorgeous color. Deep red. Flecks of all the good herby, spicy stuff in it. And then they had a celery stick, and this is my favorite part. They had a skewer with a cornichon stuffed into an olive.
What's a cornichon?
It's a little pickle. It's a little French pickle.
Okay, here's something you need to know about us. Nina is a foodie. And Nina gets, what did you call them? What kind of eggs do you get?
I get
heirloom. Heirloom. I didn't know that eggs came in heirloom. I thought that was just a tomato thing. Oh, jewelry. So Nina knows all the food things, and I know none of the food things.
You like to eat.
I do enjoy good food. I'm just, I do HelloFresh, and I love it. And I've been doing it for many years, and that's the only way I know how to cook anything, is with a lot of hand-holding and somebody else doing the shopping for me. Nina's happy place is the grocery store.
I love the grocery store. If I'm having a crisis, 9 times out of 10, you will find me walking the aisles of the closest grocery store. It is my happy place.
And that's what I love about our friendship, is that the two of us could not be more different.
We are different people.
And this was the first time we traveled together. We traveled together so beautifully.
Oh, we're so good together.
We're like, now we're joking, like we might let our husbands come on another trip with us,
but then I don't even know. To be roommates.
I know, we kind of liked rooming together, so we might put the husbands in their own room. I don't know. They may not go for that. But anyway, so long story short, we ended up both of us having bottomless brunch, and then it just you want to get your money's worth, and we burned through all our Sailor Loot and our bar tab. At this point,
Shannon was like on her second or third drink by the time I decided I needed to partake in the bottomless brunch. So then, of course, I felt the pressure to catch up.
Okay, but I had one Bloody Mary, and then I switched to mimosas. These are qualitatively different drinks.
Correct.
Nina had 4 Bloody Marys to my one Bloody Mary.
And these Bloody Marys were done properly.
Yeah.
They were substantially well poured.
So I think I've established that we got tipsy early on.
We did.
Then we went to a show with the diva. And we did not drink there. We actually showed some restraint.
Minimal, but yes.
Then we put on our bathing suits. We did some shopping. We went to the hot tub because I had hurt my hip
the night before. We'll tell you all about that.
We spent time in the hot tub, made some new friends, had, I think, 5 pina coladas based on what I can see on the wallet in the app?
I don't know. Because I
know you sent one drink back, I think, and
I didn't send a drink back. I think I handed it to you.
You handed it to
because
me.
I didn't like it.
So I probably had 3 and you had 2 then.
Yes, I was cross-eyed by the time we got out of that hotel.
Yeah, so then we left there and we had reservations to another Rose, which there's no specialty restaurants on Virgin. All the food is included. There's a few specialty menu items in some of the restaurants.
And you can pay for an upgrade if you choose to. For example, a bottomless brunch, you can pay for that upgrade.
But you're really paying for the alcohol there.
The booze, right, exactly.
So another Rose is a dinner show that they do. I think it's only on Resilient Lady. And it's $50 a person, and that doesn't matter where you sit. There's 3 different seating tiers, but that includes dinner, but it's not the dinner you're paying for. You're paying for the curated cocktails that come with each course. Now, I have heard from another YouTuber who talked about this recently that it's kind of an open bar. Like, they have the curated cocktails, but apparently you can ask for seconds of any one of them. I did not try that.
I did not try that.
At least I don't think I tried it, because
I don't remember.
I don't remember anything past the appetizer, which is a real shame, because it was an incredible show. I know it's an incredible show because even though I was too drunk to remember anything past the appetizer, I have video and photos from the entire show. We stayed through curtain call, and my video and photos are actually pretty good.
They're amazing. I'm considering that I remember nothing. I don't even remember the appetizer round, so you're doing better than I am.
I don't know what it was. I just know it was tasty. But we were in the front row. There's 3 different seating tiers, and Virgin Voyages performance spaces are very modular, and they can be changed. So they had us sitting in this certain arrangement, and then they got us all up and moved us back, and we stood standing watching a little bit. And then during intermission, they took us upstairs to the balcony, gave us another cocktail, I believe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's possible.
I feel like
like we got a snack, maybe.
Maybe there was something served upstairs.
A snack and a drink, maybe.
Yeah. While they rearranged everything around the stage, and then they brought us back down. I vaguely remember being in the balcony because we saw our favorite bartender, who we had met the very first day right after embarkation.
That's right.
Don Jr.
Don Jr. Shout out Don Jr.
So I remember seeing him briefly. And then
I think I inappropriately gave him a stumbling hug or something. I mean, I remember that.
Oh, I don't remember that. But
and he was very nice about it, but
we took some selfies and we took some video up there. And then, like I said, we eventually got moved back down. I only know that because I have the videos and the photos of the show for the rest of the show.
And I should also add that you were invited to be on stage. So
no,
I think
no, not then.
Oh no,
that was the other show. That was later. We actually had this show was from 5 to 7, and we were trying to get all the restaurants, which is hard to do on a 4-night cruise. So we had actually made second dinner reservations at Extra Virgin for 7:15. We did not make it to that. So I hope whoever took our spot enjoyed it, because when we got out of the show, I vaguely remember insisting to you that we had to go to the room, and you saying, if we go to the room, we're going to miss our
reservation.
And I was like, I can't.
And I think we argued about it, all the way to the room, because I vaguely remember sort of feeling very insistent that we should keep our reservations.
And I was very insistent that I needed to get to the room.
Which was the right move, by the way.
I didn't get sick, I don't know. I did not get sick. I remember face planting on the bed. So I said I didn't remember anything, and then I keep saying things I remember, but literally these are I remember seeing Don Jr. I remember being upstairs. And I remember face planting on the bed, and I remember a little bit of talking to her about, no, I have to go to the room.
And I remember arguing with you, and then you were still talking, and I just laid down.
Yeah.
And then it's done.
So we passed fully out and woke up at 10:30, so 3.5 hours later.
And meanwhile, we had invited
people to meet us at 9 o'clock.
To meet us at a 9 o'clock show. Multiple people. Sorry. We had met so many friends on the cruise.
Yes.
And we had told different couples, different groups that absolutely we couldn't wait to have our last night, last hurrah at a 9 o'clock event, which we did not make.
No. So we woke up at 10:30, and there was another show, Lola's Library, at 11 that I really wanted to go to. So
my gosh.
Felt remarkably okay. I mean, I was still a little unsteady, but I had my wits about me, and I got up and I was like, let's go. We got to go to the show.
And for the record, I did not have a single wit about me, and I did not feel amazing and springy.
But she still...
But I got up.
Herself, yes.
And in very rough shape... followed Shannon to Lola's Library.
So that brings us to the next morning, disembarkation. And I'm like, oh, I guess I should look at the wallet and make sure that, I've heard that it's important if there's any errors on the bill that you should get them corrected before you leave the ship, because it's very difficult to get them corrected afterwards. So I was like, let me pay attention to this. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, why did we order 2 lemon drop martinis at like 6:38?
No. Let me back up. Shannon turns to me and said, why did you order 2 lemon drop martinis? And I was feeling a little defensive and a little indignant. And I turned to her and I was like, I most certainly did not order 2 lemon drop martinis. I don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm like, it was at 6:38. And I was like, and it was Don Jr. And I was like, I had this moment, and I was like, did we buy 2 lemon martinis for somebody else? Like, why would we have ordered drinks that we're paying for while we're attending a show that has alcohol
unlimited
that we
drinks
paid for, especially when we were way too drunk to have continued to drink anyway.
And this whole time, I am insisting to Shannon, I'm like, I did not order these drinks. This must be a mistake on our bill. There is no way. And I'm feeling quite slightly offended and very indignant and very confident.
And I had also almost drowned my phone in the hot tub, so I was having issues with, I managed to record everything from that show, but it wouldn't charge. And so I was dealing with that. So we didn't look at the footage until later.
Maybe the next day.
It may have been the next day. It was one of those things. And I really didn't comprehend the meaning of what I was looking at right away. But first of all, this is a picture from when we were upstairs. And I'll drop this below. But I would like you to notice.
What is in my hand?
What is in Nina's hand? Like, that would be a lemon drop martini.
That would be a lemon drop martini.
So we're like, okay, I guess we did. I don't know. So there's video that goes with that I have not posted on Instagram, and I'm gonna drop it here. But I'm gonna play it for Nina and I, so that we can react to it together. I'm gonna turn the sound down because I'll have the sound on there. But
oh gosh.
Okay, I can't.
I have found it.
I cannot drink anymore. I cannot eat anymore.
That feels like a losing language. We use winning language around here.
Nina says we're gonna win. I can't. What?
We are winning.
Okay.
Hello.
I have no memory of this. None whatsoever.
We look glazed and confused.
Okay. I look so much worse than
you. You look more glazed and confused than I do.
There you are sipping.
Drinking that lemon drop martini. No memory of that.
Yeah, it's just 23 seconds, but it's 23 seconds of such goodness. Nina is, you tell it. She's so much more together in that video than I am.
It appears that I'm so much more together, but I will have you know that after the show, after our little nap, and when we went back out in the world again, I had multiple people, I have memory of this, come up to me and ask me if I was okay. That's the kind of rough shape I was in later on that same night.
Oh my God. So, yeah, no, it was not a mistake on our bill.
No?
We're the idiots that ordered more cocktails that we shouldn't have been drinking that we had to pay for on top of the $100 we had already spent to be at that show and have all of the included alcohol, which I don't even remember drinking.
And the best part is we ordered these specialty cocktails that we have no memory of actually enjoying.
No. So I will say, watch out for bottomless brunch.
Watch out for those beautifully garnished Bloody Marys.
Yeah. And watch out for pina coladas delivered to the hot tubs.
Yeah. And watch out for drinking with those Brits, man. I feel they can match us like 3-1.
Holy cow.
Holy cow.
Yeah, no, all the UK folks that we met on the ship were just delightful, and shouts out for being kind to a couple of Americans who are like sometimes a little wary of letting people know that we're from the States. Not that we can hide it that well, but
the accents and all.
Yeah, but just, we know people have strong feelings sometimes about the United States and the craziness that we deal with.
And rightfully so, I think, in some cases.
So we felt very welcomed, and folks were lovely and seemed to want to talk to us.
They did. Actually, they loved us, and we loved them back. They did think we were bonkers. Their words, not mine. But
okay, who said that?
Richard said that. Well, all Americans are mad and bonkers, but I think he said something very flattering after that, like that we're so much fun too.
Oh, that's great.
Those are my words, not his.
Yeah.
He said it in a very cute.
And just one quick thing, like our closest friends for the whole trip, and I'm shaking the table again. Our closest friends for the whole trip, I think, were the folks that we met the first night when we went to Gun Bay for dinner. And that is a tip that a lot of folks have shared on their YouTube channels and elsewhere. Gun Bay is a great place to make reservations for the first night.
And if you don't know what that is, it's their communal dining experience. It's Korean food.
Korean barbecue.
Grilled tableside, but you are seated with complete strangers.
And unless you had a group of 6 to 8, then you would be with your group.
But we were together, and we were paired with 2 other couples and a solo traveler. Mm-hmm. And I am so pleased to say that we've stayed in touch with everyone from that first night at Gun Bay.
Yeah, and we were like, we need to plan a Gun Bay reunion trip.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the solo traveler, Rebecca, is from the States, and then the others were
2 were from
British.
One of the couples was from Wales. The other couple was half British, half South African, living in England.
Yeah. Great tip. Definitely do Gun Bay the first night. Go in with an open mind.
There's a drinking game. Yeah. It will shock none of you after the stories that we've just told that Shannon and I were the first ones kicked out of the game.
Yeah.
I think you were out first.
Yeah,
I was out the very next round.
Out second.
Yes.
Yeah. No, we did not put on a good show.
Did not put on a good showing, but
anyway, so this is our first episode, and someday, hopefully, after binging all our content, you'll be like, I wonder what their first episode was like, and they'll go all the way back and look, because I do that with YouTubers I like. I want to see the progress.
Shannon's a completionist? Is that what you call yourself?
Yeah. I've never heard that word before, but that's
perfect. I might have made that up, but you are. You are.
I am.
You will binge all the way back to the origin.
I do, and I like to do it in order.
I do not. I'm a picker and a chooser. I don't have time for all the scruff. But hopefully you won't think we're scruffy, and you'll want to go all the way back to the front. Maybe back to the beginning.
We'll see.
Back to the first episode.
All right, I think this is when we have to do the bye. No, you say bye. Bye.
Okay, you hang up first. You hang up first.
There you go.
You hang up first.
All right. Bye.